Alright, I'd like to do a lesson on metal rhythm techniques because, you know, I mostly do a lot of solos and lead stuff, but I also, really like doing riffs and talking about, riffs and stuff. So I want to talk about inverted power chords. And what that is a lot of times, well, I was listening to this Silosis, and that kind of got me really noticing it. But I had already heard it. Megadeth was doing it for a long time. There's a lot of people who have done this, and basically, it's a way to, even if you're in standard tuning or not a drop tuning, um, you can get a really low, almost 7-string kind of sound with power chords. Because a lot of people think the lowest kind of power chord sound you can make is whatever your open E is, right? And that's not true. You can do inverted power chords, which all that means is, if you know a little bit of theory, you know that a power chord is the root and the fifth, right? So an inverted power chord, you actually play the fifth that's below the root. So instead of, like, normally you just play the root you're starting at and the fifth above it, you're gonna play that, and you're gonna play the fifth below it. So I'm playing a B5 power chord right now at the second fret of the A string. So right, my fifth is my root is B, and the fifth is at F sharp there. So listen to the difference if I just play a normal one, and then but if I kind of bar the E and the B string on the same fret, the second fret, and listen to how much lower it sounds. That sounds much lower and kind of more growly than, just to demonstrate it, I'm going to play one of my riffs, and I'll play it normally without using inverted power chords and with the inverted fifth, and then I'll play it with it, and you can really hear the difference of how much darker and how much better it sounds. So this is without it, or sorry. So here's with it. So that was without the inverted power chords. Now I'm going to play it with it. Listen to the difference. So you can really hear how it almost gets like a down-tuned effect, and it's pretty useful. But there have been songs that I had learned where it used those. Most notably would be "Never Walk Alone" by Megadeth. It hits a low inverted fifth B kind of 5 chord like that, but I just kind of thought, I didn't really think of it as a separate way of playing the power chords. But I've been listening to Silosis a lot, and that kind of made me see how you can, even if you're playing in standard, you can use that and make riffs out of that, and it'll sound so much heavier and lower, and it's really cool. So just to go over it again, wherever you're going to play a power chord, and these type of chords only work if you're starting the power chord, if you're going to play it normally, on the A string. So let's take just an E5 chord at the 7th fret, right? You guys should all know that. So all you got to do to make it the inverted fifth one, to put that low fifth on it, which since we're playing an E, the low fifth would be B, just take your first finger and bar that low E string right where your first finger is for the normal power chord. And that sounds much lower than. And so I like that a lot, and I've been using it now when I write my riffs. Just that one I just showed you. I think a few months ago that was the first one I came up with using this idea. So that gives a really kind of low down tune vibe. So I just wanted to show you guys that idea. You can put it into your own playing, and because if you're like me and prefer 6-string guitars or don't want to tune down super low, because I like thinner strings just because it's easier for me to pick fast with thinner strings. So that's the technique I use if I want to get a lower sounding power chord. So there you have it. Just remember that you can use that however you want to come up with your own riffs, and it's a cool way to sound lower. So alright, hope it helps someone.